Be me. 28-year-old woman. Yes, I am a biological female. Trust me, guys, totally not a dude. Writing this. Okay, fine, I have a penis, but that's not relevant to this story. Broke up with boyfriend Jake 3 months ago because he wasn't ambitious enough. He worked as a teacher, loved his job, but I wanted someone who made more money. Told him I needed space to find myself. Actually just wanted to date this finance bro named Marcus, who had been flirting with me at the gym. Marcus had a nice car and wore expensive watches. Dumped Jake over text like a coward. Jake took it surprisingly well, just said okay and wished me the best. That kind of pissed me off, honestly. Wanted him to fight for me or something. Started dating Marcus 2 weeks later. Marcus was different than I expected. He was always busy, rarely made time for actual dates. When we did hang out, he was on his phone the whole time. Sex was mediocre. He finished in like 5 minutes and then fell asleep. Started to miss Jake, but was too proud to admit it. One day, I'm scrolling through Jake's social media. He's deleted all our photos together. That stings a bit. Notice he's been posting more. Looks happier somehow. See a comment from his friend mentioning some forum they're both on. Curiosity gets the better of me. Decide to find this forum and see what Jake is saying about me. Spend 2 hours Googling and finally find it. It's a men's self-improvement forum. Talks about fitness, career, relationships. Make a fake account. Pretend to be a guy named Brad. Spend days reading through posts trying to find Jake's username. Finally find him based on details he mentioned. His username is something generic like Teacher Guy 2024. Open his post history, expecting to see him crying about me. First post is from 2 weeks after our breakup. Just got dumped by my girlfriend of 3 years. She left me for a guy with more money. Feeling pretty down, but trying to stay positive. Comments are surprisingly supportive. Guys are telling him to hit the gym, focus on his hobbies, work on himself. One guy writes, "She did you a favor, bro. Anyone who leaves you for money isn't worth your time." Another guy writes, "Use this as motivation. Become the best version of yourself, not for her, but for you." Jake responds thanking everyone and says he's going to take their advice. Scroll through more of his posts over the weeks. He starts working out more, posts about hitting new personal records at the gym. Talks about taking a ceramics class he always wanted to try. Mentions he's been reading more books, learning to cook better meals. Posts photos of meals he made. They actually look really good. Zero mentions of me after that first post. It's like I never existed. This bothers me more than it should. Meanwhile, I'm still reading this forum every day like it's my job. Start reading other threads, not just Jake's posts. There's this whole section about dating and relationships. Guys are sharing their experiences, good and bad. One thread catches my eye titled, "Why do women say they want a nice guy but date jerks?" Roll my eyes. Here we go with the nice guy whining. Start reading anyway. But the responses aren't what I expected. Top comment says, "Because nice guys aren't actually nice. They're just scared to be honest. Women respect men who respect themselves and have boundaries." Another guy writes, "Stop doing things expecting sex or a relationship in return. That's transactional, not nice. Be kind because you're a good person, not because you want something." More guys are talking about how they used to be doormats, how they let women walk all over them and wondered why they got dumped, how they learned to have self-respect and standards. One guy writes about his ex who cheated on him and he took her back 3 times. "I thought being understanding and forgiving made me a good boyfriend. Really, I was just being a doormat. She lost all respect for me." The comments are telling him he dodged a bullet and did the right thing by finally leaving. I'm reading this and something clicks in my head. Jake was always there for me, always supportive, always saying yes to whatever I wanted. I thought that was boring. I wanted someone who challenged me, who had their own life. But I never respected Jake for being so available. Oh shit, JPG. Keep reading more threads. There's one about men sharing their glow-up stories. Guys who were overweight and got fit. Guys who were broke and built careers. Guys who had no confidence and learned to respect themselves. All of them say the same thing. Once they stopped seeking validation from women and started improving for themselves, women became interested. One guy writes, "I spent years chasing girls who didn't want me. The moment I stopped caring and focused on my goals, my now girlfriend approached me." Another thread about toxic relationship patterns. Women who create drama for attention. Women who keep their exes as backup options. Women who monkey branch from relationship to relationship. I'm reading this and realizing I've done all of these things. Kept Jake on the hook while I flirted with Marcus. Broke up with Jake but still stalked his social media, expecting him to be miserable. The forum guys are calling this behavior out as manipulative and toxic. They're not being hateful about it, just honest. If she truly cared about you, she wouldn't treat you as an option. You deserve to be someone's priority. Feel sick to my stomach. Check Jake's profile again. He posted yesterday about going on a date with someone new. Went on a coffee date today. She's a kindergarten teacher at another school. We talked for 3 hours straight. She actually listens and asks questions, feeling cautiously optimistic. Comments are hyping him up. That's great, man. You deserve someone who appreciates you. Coffee dates are the best, low pressure, and you can actually talk. Meanwhile, Marcus just canceled our weekend plans for the 3rd time. His excuses always work. I'm sitting alone on a Saturday night reading a men's forum and realizing I fucked up. See another thread titled, "She left me for another guy, but I'm thankful." Open it, even though I know it's gonna hurt. Guy writes about how his ex left him for someone with more money and status. At first I was devastated, thought I wasn't good enough, but now I realize she saved me from wasting more time with someone who didn't value me. I'm with someone now who loves me for who I am, not what I provide. Comments are congratulating him for seeing the truth. Someone writes, "The best revenge is a life well lived. Keep being awesome, bro." I close my laptop and stare at the wall for like an hour. Think about texting Jake. What would I even say? "Hey, sorry I dumped you for a rich guy who treats me like garbage. Want to get back together?" I'm not that delusional. Marcus texts me at 11 p.m. asking if I want to come over. Booty call vibes. I say no for the first time ever. He doesn't even respond, just leaves me on red. That should make me angry, but I just feel numb. Go back to the forum. There's a thread about self-improvement for beginners. Guys are sharing workout routines, book recommendations, career advice. They're being supportive and helpful to each other. Realize this is what healthy male friendship looks like. Jake has this with these guys. He has support and encouragement and honest feedback. What do I have? Friends who encourage me to dump Jake because he didn't make enough money. Friends who said Marcus was a catch because he drove a BMW. Friends who would tell me to text Jake and see if he still wants me. Toxic as hell. Spend the next few days reading the forum instead of social media. Learn about attachment styles, communication patterns, emotional availability. These guys are actually working on themselves and having real discussions. Not perfect. Some threads are bitter and angry, but most are constructive. See Jake post about his second date with the kindergarten teacher. Took her to this art gallery she mentioned. She loved it. We got dinner after and she insisted on splitting the bill, said she believes in equal partnership. I think I really like her. That should be me. I should have appreciated what I had. Marcus texts me finally, 2 days later. "You free tonight?" I text back, "I think we should stop seeing each other." He responds, "Cool, no worries." That's it, no fight, no questions, just cool. Further confirmation that he never actually cared. At least Jake cared, maybe too much, but he genuinely loved me. I threw that away for what? A guy with a nice car who couldn't even remember my middle name? Make a real account on the forum, not as Brad, but as myself. There's a section for women who want honest male perspectives. Make a post titled, "I left a good man for the wrong reasons and now I regret it." Write everything out, the whole story. Expect to get roasted in the comments. First comment is, at least you're being honest with yourself. That's the first step. Learn from this and be better in your next relationship. Another says, don't contact your ex. You'll only hurt him more. He's moved on and you need to do the same. Work on yourself and figure out what you actually want. Someone writes, we've all made mistakes. The fact that you recognize yours means you can grow. Use this as a learning experience about what really matters in a partner. A few guys are less kind. You made your bed, now lie in it. But most are surprisingly understanding. One comment hits me hard. You didn't lose him because he wasn't enough. You lost him because you didn't know what you had until it was gone. Don't make that mistake again. Spend weeks on this forum just reading and learning. Start working on myself, not for Jake or Marcus or any man, just for me. Join a gym, not to get hot, but to feel strong. Start seeing a therapist even though I said I wouldn't, because I realize I need to work through my issues. Delete Instagram and TikTok because they were making me compare myself to everyone. Focus on my actual friendships and weed out the toxic ones. Stop checking Jake's social media every day. It's hard, but necessary. 3 months later, I see Jake in public with his girlfriend. The kindergarten teacher, she's pretty in a natural way. They're holding hands and laughing at some inside joke. He looks genuinely happy. Not the performed happiness from Instagram. Real joy. For a second, I think about walking over and saying hi, but I don't. That chapter is closed. He deserves his happiness, and I need to find mine. I don't belong in his story anymore. Walk away and feel something like acceptance. Still check the forum sometimes. Still learning. Still growing. The guys there taught me more about relationships than any magazine or friend ever did. They taught me that respect is everything. That you can't build a relationship on what someone provides financially. That genuine connection matters more than status. That settling for someone who doesn't value you will always end badly. Most importantly, they taught me that I was the problem. Not Jake for being too nice. Not Marcus for being emotionally unavailable. Me for not knowing what I wanted and hurting good people in the process. Weird how I had to pretend to be a man on a men's forum to learn how to be a better woman. Even weirder that I agree with most of what they say now. My friends think I've changed, that I'm being too picky about dating. They don't understand that I'm not being picky, I'm being intentional. I know what I want now, and more importantly, what I don't want. I don't want a guy who love bombs me then disappears. I don't want someone who treats me like an accessory. I don't want to be with someone just because they look good on paper. I want what Jake and his girlfriend have, genuine partnership, but I'm not ready for that yet. Still working on myself, still learning. The forum helped me realize that I need to be the kind of person I want to attract. Can't expect a quality partner if I'm not a quality person myself. Some days are harder than others. Sometimes I still think about texting Jake and apologizing. But the forum guys are right, that would be selfish. He's happy now and I have no right to disrupt that with my guilt. My apology wouldn't be for him, it would be for me to feel better. So I don't. I carry the lesson and move forward. Date a few guys over the next months, nothing serious. I can spot the red flags now, the love bombing, the inconsistency, the lack of genuine interest. I walk away early instead of trying to fix them. My friends call me too harsh. I call it having standards. There's a difference between being picky and knowing your worth. The forum taught me that. 6 months after joining, I post an update. I'm the woman who left a good man for the wrong reasons. Just want to thank this community for the harsh truths and honest perspectives. I'm in a better place now mentally and emotionally. Still single, but working on being the person I should have been. Comments are supportive, proud of your growth. That's what it's all about. Keep it up. One guy writes, "Your ex probably never thinks about you anymore, and that's okay, that's how it should be. Keep moving forward." He's right, and it doesn't hurt as much as it used to. Jake is living his life, I'm living mine. Different paths now. I learned an expensive lesson about taking people for granted, about chasing shallow things instead of meaningful connections, about the grass not being greener on the other side. All from a men's forum I joined to spy on my ex. The irony is not lost on me. Went in thinking I'd find Jake talking trash about me. Instead, I found a community of men trying to improve themselves. Men being honest about their failures and supporting each other. Men calling out toxic behavior in themselves and others. Men who taught me more about healthy relationships than I ever learned before. My worldview has completely shifted. I see relationships differently now. I see my own behavior patterns clearly. I understand why Jake was actually a catch and why I was too immature to see it. I understand that nice guys aren't the problem. Women who don't value niceness are. I understand that a man's worth isn't his bank account or his car. It's his character, his consistency, his respect for himself and others. Jake had all of that, and I traded it for a guy with a nice watch. Biggest mistake of my life. But I can't go back, can only go forward. The forum guys are right about one thing above all else. The best revenge is a life well lived. So that's what I'm doing. Living well, learning, growing. Maybe one day I'll find someone like Jake again. Someone genuine and kind and consistent. But this time I'll appreciate them. This time I'll know what I have. This time I won't be stupid enough to let them go. Until then, I'm just working on being better. One day at a time. Thanks to a men's forum I joined for all the wrong reasons. Ended up staying for all the right ones. My face when I realized a bunch of internet strangers cared more about my growth than my actual friends. That feel when you learn your most important life lesson from the people you least expected. Be me. Forum Mod 2019. Been moderating this self-improvement forum for 5 years. Seen thousands of posts, breakup stories, success stories, everything. Log in one Tuesday morning with my coffee. Notice a new member. Username is Brad, something generic. Brad's account is lurking hard, reading everything but not posting. Spend about 3 hours reading old threads according to the activity log. Weird, but not uncommon. Some guys lurk for months before posting. A few weeks go by. Brad is still active, reading posts every single day, specifically reading one user's posts. Teacher Guy 2024. Check. Teacher Guy's post history seems like a solid dude. Recently went through a breakup, handling it well, getting in shape, dating again. Brad reads every single one of his posts, sometimes multiple times. This is getting weird. Check the IP logs because something feels off. Brad's IP location matches Teacher Guy's city. Coincidence maybe, but my mod senses are tingling. Decide to watch this situation closely. A couple days later, Brad's account suddenly goes inactive. Same day, a new account pops up with a female username. She posts in the Women's Perspective section. Read her post and it all clicks. She's Teacher Guy's ex-girlfriend. She left him for a guy with money and now regrets it. Holy shit, Brad was her the whole time. She was literally catfishing the forum to spy on her ex. Debate banning her for the fake account. But her new post is genuine and vulnerable. Guys in the comments are actually being helpful and honest. Decide to let it play out. She's learning real lessons here. Monitor her activity over the next weeks. She's reading everything, engaging thoughtfully, taking advice. Posts an update months later, thanking the community. Some guys recognize she's probably Teacher Guy's ex based on details. Nobody calls her out directly, they just keep being supportive. The internet can be weirdly wholesome sometimes. Teacher Guy never knows she was here. He's happy with his new girlfriend based on his posts. His ex is working on herself based on her posts. Everyone is moving forward in a healthy way. This is literally what the forum is for. Feel oddly proud of this community. Years of moderating and removing toxic posts paid off. We created a space where people actually help each other grow. Even people who come here with bad intentions end up learning something. Send a message to the other mods about this situation. We all agree it's one of the better outcomes we've seen. Decide to write a post about healthy boundaries and moving on from exes. Don't mention specific users, but use general themes from this situation. Post gets hundreds of upvotes and comments. Guys are sharing their own stories about exes who came back. Most of them say they're glad they didn't take the ex back. One guy writes about how his ex reached out after 2 years. She wanted closure. He told her he already had closure and wished her well. Comments are praising him for having boundaries. Someone writes, "Closure is something you give yourself, not something someone else can give you." Truth right there. Another guy posts about running into his ex at a wedding. She tried to talk to him about old times. He was polite but brief, spent the rest of the night with his current girlfriend. She looked surprised that I had moved on, like she expected me to still be waiting. Felt good to show her I'm thriving. These stories are exactly what guys need to see. You can survive a breakup and come out better. You don't need closure from the person who hurt you. You don't need them to realize what they lost. You just need to keep moving forward. Check Teacher Guy's recent posts. He's talking about meeting his girlfriend's parents this weekend. Nervous but excited. Comments are giving him advice on how to make a good impression. Bring flowers for her mom. Ask her dad about his interests. Be yourself. Wholesome as hell. Wonder if his ex is reading this. Check her account. She hasn't logged in for a few days. Maybe she finally took the advice to stop checking his social media. Growth looks like letting go. A few months pass. Get a private message from the ex's account. "Hey mod, I know you probably figured out who I am. Just wanted to say thank you for not banning me when I was being weird. This forum changed my perspective on a lot of things. I'm doing better now and I've stopped checking on my ex. Grateful for this community." Reply back, "That's what we're here for. Glad you found value in the discussions. Keep working on yourself." She responds with a simple thanks and that's it. Check her account later. She deactivated it. Probably for the best. She got what she needed and moved on. Teacher Guy posts about proposing to his girlfriend. The community goes wild with congratulations. She said, "Yes, I can't believe how lucky I am. A year ago, I was heartbroken, and now I'm engaged to the most amazing woman." Hundreds of comments congratulating him. Guys who were there from his first post are especially emotional. "Been following your journey, bro. You deserve this happiness." From heartbreak to engagement, this is the glow up we love to see. Someone asked him for advice on moving on from a breakup. Teacher Guy writes a long, thoughtful response. Talks about how the gym helped him physically and mentally, how picking up new hobbies gave him confidence, how focusing on himself made him attractive to quality women. "The best revenge is no revenge, just living well and being happy. My ex probably never thinks about me, and I never think about her. That's how it should be." Pin his comment to the top of the breakup advice mega thread. This is exactly the energy we want to promote. No bitterness, no anger, just growth and moving forward. Another user posts asking if he should reach out to his ex for closure. Link him to Teacher Guy's success story. Read this and you'll have your answer. Closure comes from within. He reads it and posts an update days later. You're right. I don't need to talk to her. I need to work on myself, hitting the gym tomorrow. The cycle continues. One guy helps another. That guy helps the next one. This is what healthy masculinity looks like. Supporting each other, calling out toxic behavior, encouraging growth. Not tearing women down, but understanding relationship dynamics better. Not being bitter about rejection, but learning from it. Not seeking revenge, but seeking self-improvement. Year later, I'm still moderating. Teacher Guy posts wedding photos, his wife looks beautiful, and he looks genuinely happy. Comments are full of love and support. One new user asks him, "How did you find someone so perfect?" Teacher Guy responds, "She's not perfect, and neither am I, but we're perfect for each other. I think the key was becoming the kind of person I wanted to attract. When I was desperate and needy, I attracted the wrong people. When I was confident and had my life together, I attracted someone with the same values." Save that comment to share with future users. Wisdom that took him, pain to learn, but now he's sharing freely. Wonder sometimes whatever happened to his ex. Hope she found her own happiness and learned her lessons. Hope she's not still hung up on what could have been. Hope she's being better in her new relationships. Growth is possible for everyone if they're willing to do the work. Check the forum statistics. Thousands of active members, hundreds of success stories. Guys who came here broken and left thriving. Guys who learned to respect themselves and others. Guys who found healthy relationships because they became healthy people. Proud of what we built here. It started as just a place for guys to vent, evolved into a real self-improvement community. We have rules against misogyny and toxic behavior. We encourage therapy and professional help when needed. We promote actual growth, not just surface-level changes. Not perfect. Still have to ban trolls and toxic users regularly. But the core community is solid. Get another private message, this time from a guy who joined 3 years ago. Just wanted to thank you in this forum. I was suicidal after my divorce. You guys literally saved my life. I'm remarried now with a baby on the way. Never thought I'd be this happy again. Messages like this make all the moderating work worth it. Respond with congratulations and encouragement. He sends back a photo of him and his pregnant wife, both glowing with happiness. Save it in a folder of success stories. When moderating gets tough, I look through these. Reminds me why we do this. People need spaces to be vulnerable and get real advice. Places where men can admit they're hurting without being mocked. Places where growth is encouraged and celebrated. Places where you can learn from others' mistakes. Teacher Guy's story became legendary on the forum. New users ask about him, veterans share his posts. He became the blueprint for moving on gracefully, the proof that you can lose someone and still win in life. He occasionally posts updates, anniversary photos, baby announcement. Community celebrates every milestone with him. He's become like the forum's success mascot, living proof that the advice here works. Meanwhile, his ex is somewhere living her life. Probably never knows she became part of forum legend. Her story gets told too, anonymously of course, used as a cautionary tale about taking good people for granted, about chasing status over substance, about how grass isn't always greener. Both of their stories help others avoid similar mistakes. That's the beautiful thing about sharing experiences. Your pain can become someone else's lesson. Your growth can become someone else's inspiration. Few more months pass. Forum hits 100K members, massive milestone. Make a celebratory post thanking everyone. Teacher Guy comments, "This place changed my life. Thank you for creating a space where men can be real and support each other." His comment gets hundreds of upvotes. Other members share similar sentiments. Guys talking about how the forum helped them through divorces, through breakups, through job losses, through depression. How the advice here helped them become better men, better partners, better fathers, better friends, not just better at dating, but better at life. That was always the goal. Help men become the best versions of themselves. Not for women, not for status, but for themselves. Because a man who respects himself will naturally attract respect from others. A man who has his life together will naturally attract a quality partner. A man who works on his issues will naturally have healthier relationships. Simple concepts, but hard to implement. That's why community matters. Doing it alone is nearly impossible. Having support and accountability makes all the difference. Check the new member requests. Another Brad-type username just joined. Here we go again. Monitor the account, see what they're looking for. Maybe another ex trying to spy, maybe a journalist trying to write a hit piece, maybe just a regular guy looking for help. Either way, they'll find what they're looking for. Truth, support, and real advice. If they came to spy, they'll leave educated. If they came to hate, they'll leave understanding. If they came for help, they'll leave empowered. That's the power of a good community. It changes people whether they meant to be changed or not. My face when I've been moderating a forum for 5 years and watched thousands of men transform their lives. That feel when you realize you helped build something that genuinely makes the world better, one person at a time.